Hey there, beautiful people. Thanks for stopping by my channel, Tasty Bites by Kim. Today I'm going to be showing you how I make arroz con costillas, or rice with ribs. Okay, so here we have sofrito, olives, beer of any kind, oregano, garlic, adobo, my marinated meat, sazon goya, and ham powder. So here I have a pot of hot oil going, and I'm now going to put my meat so we can start browning the meat. Okay, I prefer to brown my meat. Some people just boil the meat out, but I wanted my meat to be a little firm. But you can either brown it or boil it, either way. But we're just going to make sure that the meat is fully cooked before we add the rice in. I'll show you the process. So I'm putting in the last pieces of meat, and I'm trying to make sure that the meat is facing the bottom of the pot so that it can brown evenly. So after some time has passed, you see the meat has this beautiful brown color to it. This is what you want. It is not burned, it is browned. Okay, so I'm gonna flip it over to the other side so it can evenly brown on both sides. And this is going to help keep the meat's firmness. The shape of the meat, there we go. It's gonna help keep the shape of the meat, because I don't want it like too soft and soggy. I want it to be a bit firm when I bite into the meat. Okay, so here the meat is evenly browned, or as for the most part, and the bottom of the pan, the seasonings and the flavorings are just there. And now we're gonna finish cooking off the meat by adding hot water, and then you're gonna boil down the meat to make sure that it gets soft and tender. So I'm here adding water, and you're gonna keep it at a high flame. And then we're just going to scrape off the bits from the bottom, so it doesn't continue to burn, but that it dissolves in the water, which is adding into the flavor. Now we're gonna put a lid on it and wait for it to boil down. I wanted my meat to be super tender, and I wanted to make sure that it was cooked. I didn't want tough meat. So here it is, the water reduced down to a nice beautiful broth, which is gonna give the rice so much flavor. And here I have my frozen pigeon peas, or my frozen gandules, and we're going to add that in at this point. And here I am adding more water, because we're going to finish cooking off the meat and make sure that our pigeon peas are cooked as well. Okay, and I'm not overdoing the water. As long as you keep it on a high flame and you're just barely covering the top of the meat, it'll reduce down quickly. So here we have it, everything reduced down, and you can see the peas are cooked. They turn a darker color. I'm adding in my sofrito. I'm now adding in my olives, my garlic powder. I don't measure, as you can see, so just go by feel on what you think is enough. And then you could also taste it as well. I added in my adobo. I'm adding in some oregano. And now I'm going to add in my washed rice. Now we're going to mix all that into the rice, the seasonings, the broth and everything. We're gonna coat the rice, and we want to make sure we have an even coating on the rice. And this is also us toasting the rice as well. You want to toast the rice so that the rice can keep its shape as well, so it doesn't get too mushy. So I'm adding in a little bit of olive oil because I don't want my rice to stick. And now I'm adding some tomato sauce. Again, I'm not measuring, but I think it was probably about like a half a can of tomato sauce. Now I'm going to add in my ham flavor, my ham powder. It's also made by Goya. It's called ham concentrate if you're interested. And it has a really nice smoked ham flavor. Now I'm gonna add in my packet of sazon as well. And if you want, you can add more or less of these ingredients. These are just the foundation. And now I'm gonna go in with black pepper. Mix it all up again, make sure everything is evenly coated. And now I'm gonna go in with my beer. I would say I probably added a half a can of beer, but I should have added a whole can, because what the beer does, the beer gets into the meat, and then the meat has like a slight beer taste, and it got into the meat, but it's not as much as I wanted. So I should have added the whole can of beer. And now we're gonna go into we're gonna add in our hot water so we can start cooking off the rice. So now we're just mixing in the water with the rice so there's no dry spots, and we can make sure that all the rice is gonna get cooked. So at this point, we're going to wait for the water to dry up a little bit, and then we're gonna cover it. Wait till the water dries up a bit, and once you can see the top of the rice, you put it on a low fire and cover it. And this is the result. You get a nice flaky rice. You see how the meat looks so tender? And it still is not mushy, it's not soggy, but it kept its shape. This is what we wanted. So here you go. Thank you for making it this far into my video. I served you up a plate of this delicious rice and ribs, or arroz con costilla, and a nice simple salad. This is a one-pot meal that your family will definitely enjoy. So thank you. Please like and subscribe if you want some more beautiful and delicious Caribbean dishes. Stay blessed, and I will catch you on my next one.